Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of NC-17. My name is Josh, and today with us we have an amazing actress who kills it every time she's on the screen. We got Miss Mia Katz. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, pretty good.
Thank
And
you
I
for
meant that.
having
Like
me.
every time you're on the screen, you kill it, no matter what.
Oh, stop. You flatter me.
So before we get into your films and stuff like that, kind of take us back a little bit. When you were younger, did you always wanted to be in films, or did you have a different kind of life choice and you just kind of happened to come along the movies?
When I was really little, the first job I remember wanting that I wanted so bad was actually to be a herpetologist. That's the study of reptiles. Because I saw Uncle Monty in the series of unfortunate events with his big snake house, and I was like, I want that. And I didn't even start thinking about acting until it was time for me to go into high school and I had to choose an elective. And I chose acting kind of on a whim. And I took acting one, acting two, acting three, acting four, advanced acting, and advanced acting again, and acting three as like a mentor. And it was just when it came time to choose something that I had to go into to study, I thought, well, what's the one thing I've never gotten bored of? And it was acting, it was theater.
Oh, yeah. So growing up and kind of like knowing that this was the path you were gonna go. When you first started kind of like auditioning and stuff like that, was it hard for you to kind of get in, at least get your foot in the door, or did you kind of find it a little bit easier and kind of like a more of a smoother track into it?
I would say it was pretty smooth. The first four plays that I did were children's plays when I was in high school. And that director cast everybody who auditioned every time. She was very inclusive like that. And so I never got rejected for the first several times that I auditioned. And then the first time I auditioned after I was done with that series of plays was a different play in high school, and I got cast in that as well. So I didn't really start getting rejected for things until college, which glad I got that out of the way. I was waiting. Knew it was going to happen. I was just waiting for when it would. Um, and in college, my school that I went to was mid-sized but pretty small theater department. So I got tons of opportunities there as well. And I'm really grateful for that education and all the opportunities that I was granted being on stage. But as an actor, depending on the city that you live in and who you know and where you go, there's definitely some roadblocks in terms of people wanting to use only the people they already know. And when you're not one of those people, well,
Uh,
so be it. You just got to become someone that they know.
oh yeah, and kind of going from high school to college and then kind of life, just like going along that road and everything like that, when you finally started getting into the movies and your shorts and stuff like that, what was your first like on a, whether it be a short or a big movie set, what was your first experience like?
My first experience was with a film called Christmas Crashers. It was a Christmas comedy, and it never ended up being released, as far as I know. But I played the female lead in that, the wife of this guy who's trying to make Christmas the most memorable and iconic that it can be. But along the way, there's so many trips and hiccups that it just becomes a disaster. Um, and that was my first movie. I did that at 19, and it was so fun. It was so fun. It's even though it never came out, it's always going to have a special place in my heart because that was my first movie and I was a little baby. I'm still a baby, but I was even babier then.
uh it, it's very soothing to know that people out there can play different characters on a whim, but and even my wife has said this because she's watched a couple of your movies with me, even though she don't like blood and gore. But
Sorry.
oh no, you're good. You're good. Trust me. If you scare her, you've done something good. But when you're on screen, it regardless of who you're with, I mean, like you've worked with phenomenal actors and actresses, but it seems like whenever you're on screen, it takes you to a different it takes it to a different level because it seems like you really get into character, you know, and that's phenomenal because at the end of the day, as a fan, that's what we want. We want to be able to say, "Damn, she killed that," and like I said, you always do. So,
Thank you. I like to think that everybody in the audience or everybody behind the screen is rooting for me and everyone else in the production. So thank you. I appreciate that.
oh yeah. Uh, so I've there's two movies that I'm definitely going to want to talk about, but is the first one that I will bring up is Desperate Souls. That was a good movie, you know, and everyone in it was awesome. And your portrayal of Kelly, kind of take us down a path of how you got into character and how you perceived the character.
That movie, I didn't have to act at all. My character was being best friends with Magdalena's character, and we hit it off like that. So I'm improvising a whole bunch. I'm just riffing with her. We're laughing. We're just being girls having a good time. Getting into character was just Mia showing up to set and they rolled a camera. That one was really easy.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that movie had a lot of emotion, you know, and the thing, and it wasn't just like one character. It's like every single character drew a different emotion, but at the end of the movie, it just seemed like everything kind of came together organically, you know, and that's because of everyone playing the characters that they played and making it believable. So when you do a movie like that, is it hard for you to kind of get out of character once you're done filming?
No, not for me. I mean, I don't know. I don't practice method acting or anything like that. Like I just said, I mean, for that movie in particular, they were just filming me. So I
Oh
don't got to get out of character because that's just who I am.
oh yeah. You also are in a TV show. You were in a show called Blood Sisters. You played Abigail.
Yes, that was a web series on YouTube
Yeah.
filmed by Acrostars, the same people who made Desperate Souls.
Uh, they are some awesome people. Yeah. Uh, so kind of walk us through that a little bit. I haven't seen that one yet, so or that web series yet. Kind of walk us through that and just pretty much what it was.
So Blood Sisters is a web series about vampire sisters, and I come in a couple of episodes in, and I'm a witch. Spoiler alert, a witch named Ava, and she's got a British accent. Ava. It's very silly. Um, but yeah, this is the first project I ever did with Acrostar. I think I just saw a Facebook post that was a casting call for it, and I applied. And originally, my character had two lines before dying. And on the first read through we did over Zoom for that episode, I guess S.J. Herman loved those two lines because then he just made me a recurring character.
Oh yeah.
And I come in, I kind of throw a wrench in the sisters' relationship and the whole operation of their secrecy. And I think we're doing a Blood Sisters movie this year,
Oh.
or maybe we're just returning to the series. SJ told me one of the two, and I kind of forget which one it was, to be honest. But very excited to get back to that because the last episode we filmed was, I think, two Christmases ago. So I'm
2002. Yeah.
itching. I'm ready to get back to Blood Sisters. Bring it on, baby. Ava's return.
Oh yeah. So that's the thing, like getting into character when you play these different characters, do you just like sit back and kind of think, okay, this is how this character would be, and then you try to put that on screen, or is it you try to mix it in with what they want and with what you want?
Both. And in addition to that, my training as an actor comes into play, which is goat sheets and beat breakdowns and objective, tactic, expectation, all of that. So I like to do all of that homework first. And something that I do is I write a little paragraph in the perspective of my character, either about right before she gets on screen for the first time or maybe during what's happening in the scene, her thoughts on it. And it just kind of helps me get to know her psyche a little bit more intimately so I can portray her as accurately as possible.
Oh yeah.
It's also a lot of instinct on top of that. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
if I just make a choice based on whatever I feel like doing and nobody corrects it, I assume that means they like it. That's usually what makes it on screen.
Oh yeah. That's awesome though. I mean, having input is always a good thing, you know. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
so we're gonna definitely get to the two I really want to talk about, but we'll cover they came back from somewhere. That's part two of they it came from somewhere, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I haven't seen those just yet, but I heard that they're like really good and they are on my to watch list. Kind of walk us through that and your character Nova. Yeah, kind of
Nova.
walk us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said Nora.
Uh, you have to watch those two. They're so damn good. And that's not me trying to be conceited saying I'm so good. The movies make me cry laughing every time I watch them. And obviously, it's different for me because I know all these people and I'm friends with all of them. And the memories of being on set and filming just it hits me right here. And it makes me die laughing watching their performances. But just in general, if you like the campy, purposefully leaving mistakes in B movies of that time period, you're going to love these. I mean, they're so damn charming and endearing and funny. So honestly, like out of all of the movies that I've done, They Came Back from Summer would probably be the first one that I recommend.
Okay. Now I'm definitely gonna be watching it this weekend. So, all right. You played anime, and this is the first one we'll talk about that I really enjoyed. You played anime and Attack of the Corn Zombies.
Yes.
First off, phenomenal movie. I love the movie. You know,
Good. I'm
I,
glad. I really love it too.
oh yeah, I think I'm up to like seeing it more times than I should have, but I've seen it. uh, so playing that character, you had to go through a wide range of emotions because of how that character is portrayed throughout the entire film. Uh, what was that like? And then what was it like being on a set with zombies?
Zombies are great. They had a riot of a time. They would just walk into the subway in the town we were filming in and just terrorize the people in there. It was hilarious. And the townspeople got a kick out of seeing them around too. It was really sweet. Um, but yeah, the the range of emotion was, you know, surprisingly also pretty easy. Again, not trying to be conceited. It was just because the days that we filmed me crying. Okay, so I think we filmed this on two separate days. Uh we filmed a day before my mom turns into a zombie and after she turns into a zombie. Spoiler alert. Um the first day that we filmed, I was so sleepy that day. And I remember we did one take and I said the dialogue and I was like, no, let's do that again. And we did it again and I just cried real tears. I was so sleepy. It just came out. And then the second day that we filmed the remainder of that scene was actually, it was not Becca. That was my counterpart playing my mother. It was actually Beth Metcalf who did all the SFX for that movie, and she played the daughter. And she had to step in as my mom because the night before I had to take Becca to the hospital at like 1 in the morning,
Hmm.
and me and Ann Myrna were at the hospital with her till I don't know 4 or 5 in the morning, and so by the time I was ready to film the next day, I showed up still very sleepy. But also a little under emotional distress because of everything that happened the night before. I was just so worried about her. And yeah. So the crying in that case came pretty easily because when you're sleepy, you feel bad for yourself. But I was still having a great time. I'm not complaining. It was still so much fun, even when I was roll the cameras, roll the cameras.
Oh yeah. That movie was, like I said, phenomenal. But see, I'm a nitpicker, but I'm also an observe. You know, like I observe everything in all the movies. That's why I watch them so many times so I can see what I missed. You know, but
That's good.
every time it seemed like, to me, this, yeah, zombie movie, but it seemed like the zombie part of the movie was a backdrop compared to the family part of the movie. Because I mean, you got you and your mom, you got the two sisters and their mom, the brother and sister, and I'm sitting there thinking like, dang, you know, I think that's what made it more emotional for me is because I'm a very strong in my family and stuff like that. But you guys played it so good that I was like, damn. So when like I got attached to certain characters, it was like, yeah, and then nope, uh-uh.
Bye bye.
Oh yeah. But the way that you did your scenes in that movie, just from a fan's perspective, I don't think there was one flaw in the entire, and that's not me playing up because you're a guest. That's not who I am. But like,
Don't lie to me, Josh.
but it's like there are certain people who nail it, and like I said, you nail it every time you're on screen.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Okay, roll the camera.
yeah. All right, so we're gonna talk about the meat and potatoes of this show. You play Roxy Spark in Night of the Dead Sorority Babes.
Yup.
You played a character in that movie that everyone should like, but a lot of people would be like, "Damn, she's like hardcore." uh, Playing that role and being that character, was that just fun, or was it like like sometimes did you have to take a step back?
You know, on that set, God, this makes me sound so lazy, but I was also so sleepy on that set because, and they were so, Acrostar were so generous to help me work around this, but both for the proof of concept and for the actual feature film, I was doing a play at the same time, two different plays. And so I'd be filming from 7 a.m. to, 6 p.m. when I have to drive off an hour to go be in my play, be at the play till 10 p.m., drive an hour back, get back around 11, stay up till midnight, go back and do the whole thing the next day. And, I did that for however long we were filming, basically. And it was so exhausting. And I overdo it every single time because I'm stupid and I have too much faith in myself. Um, but in terms of the character, I had a great time with that character. That she is so up my alley in terms of typecast. My typecasts are angsty teenager, pompous British lady, or rich bitch. And Roxy Spark is 100% the rich bitch category. It was so great.
Oh yeah, and you got to work with Lynn, and like you got to work with a lot of awesome people in that movie. But
Lynn is so damn good.
oh yeah, she she's phenomenal, and I can only hope to have her on a show one time. But it seemed to me kind of like every single person in that film was at your character's beck and call, because that's but there
As they
were
tend to be.
but there was a deeper meaning to it, because, man, I don't want to spoil now for anybody, but toward the end of the movie, it was like, okay, now I'm starting to see a little bit of a shift here, and I did not see that ending coming, which is a good thing. Actually, I didn't. There was two twists I didn't see coming, but they were both good. So, uh, did you have a favorite scene in that movie that you filmed, or just that you saw?
Ooh. Yes, but I'm afraid if I say it, it'll be a spoiler.
True. Well, kind of hint around because I've seen it a couple times. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen it like 10 times. But
Okay, there's a scene with Jessa, Jessa Daisy, or Jessa Flux, I think is her stage name. Um, and she, let's just say it's really brutal, but it's awesome.
oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, okay, great.
Oh yeah. I think that every single thing that happened in that film, like every single person who did or did not make it, uh, I think like went for a deeper meaning. If well, not a deeper meaning, but like went for that twist end, you know. But I'm always going to say, and I've said it when I've had multiple people on the show, my favorite like 187 moment is when they made the quiet girl go quiet. I was like, again, I don't want to spoil nothing, but I was like, that was so genius.
Yeah,
And
that was cool.
oh yeah, I was like, damn, and it's like I hope to have her on the show too. So and there's a lot of people I want on the show.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of strong players, I'll say that.
Oh yeah. Uh but I think there was a deeper meaning with this movie because the whole cast was women. And the thing is like very seldomly do you get an all female cast that one they every single one stands out in their own right, but it's like women in film get played up as the damsel in distress or unless you're Sarah Connor, and stuff like that. But it was refreshing to see that all of you guys were doing what you were doing and it came together as a like an empowerment movie if unless I'm wrong. But
No, I'm with that. We got a lot of powerhouses in that cast, so I'm glad it came off that way because that's how it felt being in the room. Walking to that room full of the women that filled it, the energy was like
oh yeah. I mean it was but every single one of you held your own against the other, which was awesome. And remind me like if I ever go to boot camp and the person and the drill sergeant's like like your character rocks, remind me to quit instantly.
If you ever go to a boot camp and the person comes up to you and says, "All right, take your tits out," then yeah, you got some problems you need to work out.
I mean, I wasn't going that route, but okay. I mean,
Here's a lesson, boys and girls. Hazing is not okay.
but I mean, it was yeah, top to bottom, the cast was an all-star cast. Acting was phenomenal, and I don't know if I actually rated this movie. I do my rating system 1 to 10, 10 being best, one being worst. This definitely gets a 10. You know,
Sweet.
and the blood and gore, the story, the acting, all of it, all together is perfect. So, yeah.
Well, I love to hear that.
All right, so kind of take us where you are right now in your career. Are you, excited and biting at the next bit, or is it you're just smooth sailing right now?
Oh, I'm excited. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm biting. I just finished doing a play at my local theater in Peoria, where I live. And that was Don't Dress for Dinner. It was a comedy. Super, super, super funny. Um, and so that just wrapped like literally last weekend. And next I am directing. Big fan of directing. I don't know if you know this, but I directed the sequel to Attack the Corn Zombies, Return of the Corn Zombies.
I
Did
did
you know
not know
that?
that. I did not
Now you
know
know
that.
that. Yes, that's coming out this May, I think.
Perfect
Uh
birthday present for myself.
yeah, oh well, happy early birthday. Um but yeah, me and Steve Herman directed that together. And I actually just right when you sent me the link, I'm going through and I'm typing up notes and I'm like, oh my God, I cried at this part and I'm crying now. And so so exciting. So I'm really into directing and I'm directing a short play coming up in April. And then after that, I've got a producing thing coming up next year. I'm doing a short film with Paul Allen in Indianapolis. And I just got things in the works. I'm just taking bites here and there out of every little thing that I can. I got auditions coming up that I'm so excited for. It's it's a lot.
So what advice would you give to anyone trying to break into the industry in any way, shape, or form?
uh Join Facebook groups. There's tons of Facebook groups for theater in local towns and filmmaking groups, networking. The more people you know, the more opportunities you're going to get. So I would definitely say get to know some people. And if you don't know any people and you can't know any people, then just make it your damn self. You got a phone with a camera, make something. Why not? It's fun. At the very, very least, it'll be a creative outlet and an experience. And who could say no to that?
Very true.
But I bet lots of people will be willing to help you if you just reach out.
Oh yeah. So directing, producing, writing, acting. So you're a full-fledged powerhouse in the industry right now, aren't you? That's
I also sew.
and you do work. Okay, see now, now you're almost the total package. All you gotta tell me now is that you work in, like the music department and stuff like that. So, nah.
I do alterations on clothes and I make clothes.
Oh, that's what's up. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so I can do a lot of costuming work.
Oh yeah.
Not to
Uh,
brag.
so would you say out of everything you've filmed so far that there's a specific thing that kind of you knew at that moment that this was definitely the right path for you?
You know, I love film. I really do. Theater is where my heart is.
Uh,
Film is great, and there's so many pros to filming. I love that I can just do takes again and again and again. I love being on set with people and the environment. It's so nice, it's so fun. I love being able to show all my friends and family whatever I've made, and they can watch it as many times as they want. But something about the charm of theater, it's got its dirty freaking grippers locked into my heart
oh
because it
yeah,
was the first thing that I did. I didn't
yeah.
start doing film until I was 19. I started doing theater when I was, 14, going into high school. And it's just the pursuit of the ephemeral is so valuable and it's such an exciting chase. And the instant gratification of your family coming to see a play that you're in and getting their thoughts immediately after and seeing my mom standing front row applauding me. It it there nothing like it.
Oh
Nothing
yeah,
like it.
oh yeah. So one would say that being in, and I've had a couple of people on the show before that said, that come from a theater background, and they say that they like theater more because you get instant reaction,
Yeah,
and with the instant reaction, do you ever find that sometimes it's emotional, like when they're getting ready to do your curtain call and everything like that? Do you find that it's emotional and you got to kind of fight back the tears a little bit?
I don't fight them. I just let them go. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, being able to take a bow in front of your friends and family is just an irreplaceable feeling, seriously. And I did a play last year called John Proctor's The Villain, and my character had the last line before the lights went down for Act One. And I said the line, and the lights went down, and I heard everybody in the audience go. I'm
Oh,
backstage like,
oh yeah, that I mean that's awesome. But the thing about it is like you as an actress and kind of putting yourself out there and being in plays and stuff like that. I mean, you emote so much emotions and you show so much like range in what you can do that the fans you give the fans no choice but to do reactions like that, you know? And it's refreshing to know that there's people out there in the industry, whether it be theater, film, music, whatever, that you guys care just as much about the fans as you do about the art, you know? And
Yeah.
for that, I thank you. So, because,
What is art if not a tool to get a reaction out of people?
well said. uh, so with your next play, uh, actually not, you know what, I'm gonna go with another question.
Okay.
Who have you not worked with in the industry, whether it be film or theater, that you would like to work with?
Ooh, that's a great question. All right. I'm going to give a really specific answer. Um, my favorite actor of all time is Bryan Cranston, and I would give my left nut to be able to even have a lunch with him. I love Bryan Cranston so much. Breaking Bad is my favorite show of all time. I think he's such a powerhouse of an actor, and he's so damn smart and articulate when he talks about it. And God, if I could be directed by him, oh, that would be my dream. That's my dream come true. Bryan Cranston.
Oh yeah, he is a phenomenal actor.
Oh, he's so good. So is James McAvoy. Love
Yeah.
James McAvoy.
I actually got a chance to meet James McAvoy once. Yeah,
I'll
very
kill you.
briefly. Very
How
briefly.
was it?
It was cool. I mean, so me and my wife, we went on vacation, and it was kind of like a brief instance, and I was like, my wife's like, what? I was like, yeah. She's like, who's that? I was like, really? So I walked over. I was like, I'm a big fan, and he was like, thank you, good sir, and then he walked away because he had to go get on his flight. So I was like, briefly, but still, yeah,
There you
it,
go. I mean, he
it,
called you good sir.
if he only knew, but no, you know, no, it's people who have fans that also are fans of others. I mean, that's awesome. So, I mean,
I mean, of course. I've a million celebrities that I'm a huge fan of that I would just die to be able to work with, but Bryan Cranston is like top of the top for me.
oh yeah. Well, outside of Breaking Bad, what else do you like Bryan Cranston's movies? Like, what movie would you say was his favorite for you?
Oh my God. I mean, oh, so this isn't a movie, but I was watching him in Your Honor. He just kills on that. I mean, Malcolm in the Middle, classic, classic. Never saw Trumbo.
Ah,
I really want to see Trumbo, and for some reason, I just have not gotten around to it. So, Bryan Cranston, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I'm a fake fan, but I never saw Trumbo, but I need to.
nah. I would say, and don't shoot the messenger. The only thing he's done that I didn't really like 100% get involved with was Godzilla.
Oh no, I never watched that.
Man, it was,
I'm not into stuff like that.
but other than that, phenomenal actor.
Yes, yes. You know what? I would watch Godzilla. You know, even if he was playing Godzilla and I didn't see his face a single time, I'd still watch it.
You are a fan.
Willem Dafoe. Oh my God, I would love to work with Willem. Emma Stone. Oh, I love Emma Stone.
Oh yeah, and she's I've liked Emma Stone pretty much since I can't say Zombieland because I liked her before Zombieland. So yeah. Pretty much I've seen every movie she's been in, so I like them all.
Have you seen the TV show The Curse?
No, I haven't seen the TV show.
It's with her and Nathan Fielder as the two leads, and that show is genius. It is. I have no other word for it. It's genius. It's intense. It's anxiety inducing. The whole show entire season, even when nothing's happening, it's a thriller. It's a psychological thriller. I don't know what
Damn.
else to call it. I really highly recommend. It's on something weird like Paramount Plus or something that, you know, nobody
Oh yeah.
has. So I don't know, but if you can get a free trial, watch it.
Uh, oh no, in this household we have all the streamings because we're just. I'm a movie freak. They're like my wife. She loves reality TV and Disney and all that other stuff. So
There you go.
yeah. Uh, so let's talk about a couple things. You got. Oh, Christmas Crashers is in post productions. It says it right here.
Yeah, but I think that said that for a long time.
Oh, all right. I think the short you were talking about is called Escaping Darkness.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh, can you give a brief synopsis on without spoiling anything, what it's about?
Yeah, so I play the role of Jane. She is I would guess I would say love interest to the main character, but it's not really about that. Escaping Darkness is a film about how true platonic acceptance can completely lift someone of their trauma. Yeah, I'm being hyperbolic when I say completely. Obviously, there's still some lingering trauma in anybody, but it's about how taking the time to make the effort to connect to someone who you just as easily could have written off can save their life.
All right. That seems very interesting. I will be watching it.
Yeah.
And then you got Renegades from Hell, Chapter Black. You play Damned Priest number three.
You know, that never got filmed. It's on my
Oh,
IMDb and I'm not sure why. At least I never filmed anything for it. But I've got my
oh.
audition video from it and that's hysterical. So I'll take it.
Oh yeah. You were in a couple other things. I know there's a running series. You were in Inner Beauty. That's you played Kimberly.
Yep. So that's an anthology series, and I've only been in one episode. I think besides the role of Cupidity, everyone who's in it is only in one episode. Um, but yes, I played the role of Kimberly next to Beth Metcalf and Jessa Flux and Hunter Redfern, and that was a lot of fun. It's out on
Uh,
YouTube, I think.
yeah. I've actually I think every single person who's been in. I think there's only like three people I haven't had on that's been in a majority of your movies.
Yeah, I noticed you have tons of AcroStar people on your channel, so
Oh yeah. Well, I try to like trying to say all right. So the best way to sum up the show is I want to give you guys a platform to be able to reach people that otherwise you might not be reaching, you know? And just so you guys come on, kind of give us a one-on-one, or sometimes when there's multiple people, two, just kind of let us get to know who you are, and then pretty much because I know there's people I know that watch the show that don't watch horror movies. So if they get to know you guys, they're like, okay, well, fine, we'll watch it. And on some occasions, it's happened. They're like, okay, well, these people are, they're good people. Let me go see. And a lot of the people still don't watch horror movies, but they'll go and they'll watch something that you guys been in as drama or comedy or something like that. So I mean, I'm just trying to help you guys get out there more. That's the whole purpose of the show. So
well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll take anything I can get.
well, I think you're doing really good, and I know you got something in the morning, so I'm not going to keep you too much longer. Uh,
Okay.
but I am going to give you the floor where you can, the next couple minutes you can plug whatever you got coming out, where people can reach out to you or not. That's entirely up to you, and just plug whatever you want to plug.
Yeah. So if you want to learn more about me, see my reels, resume, and production photos of shows I've been a part of, you can find all that on my website. It's mia-katz.com. So MIA-KATZ.com. My Instagram is at the Blue Care Bear, the Blue Care Bear. And follow me there, shoot me a message, say hi. I'm not gonna bite you. Um, Go through and like and comment on all my photos. It'll be good for my algorithm. I'm just kidding, unless you want to. But yeah, and I have a lot of people who add me on Facebook, so you can add me on Facebook too if you want. I might not accept you, but you can try.
Oh yeah. Uh, I do want to say, as a fan, that I truly 100% believe you are a powerhouse actress. You're
Thank you.
you are a star that I don't think you're at a level of your acting that a lot of people would love to be at, you know.
Thank you.
And that's a very remarkable thing because a lot of people out there they get their foot in the door and then they get blacklisted or stuff like that. But the fact that you are doing what you're doing and you're putting out pure entertainment for people, that too much respect for you.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. And thank you for watching. We wouldn't be able to do any of this if we didn't have people who wanted to see it. So thank you for
Uh,
your viewership. It seriously means a lot to me.
oh yeah, oh you're most welcome. Uh, we're kind of getting near the end of the show. Uh, is there anything you would any advice you give 10-year-old you that you didn't know now? I mean, that you didn't know then that you know now.
About acting or just anything?
Just anything.
Hmm. You know, that's a really good question. And I feel so grateful and privileged for the life and the opportunities that I've had that I don't know if I would tell her to do anything different in terms of career. Obviously everyone has regrets. Um, but I'm kind of someone who thinks that even if you do something that you really wish you didn't do, it taught you something.
Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't tell her to change anything. I'd say, hey, seventh grade is going to be really hard. High school is going to be really hard. Keep your head up, kiddo. You can do it. And it's all going to be so much better once you hit college.
Oh yeah. Uh, well, I want to thank you, Mia, for coming on, taking time out of your because I know you're a busy person, and just taking a little bit of time out of your schedule to sit with me. I really and the show. I really appreciate that, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it a lot.
All right, no problem. All right, so I normally end the show with everyone stay in NC-17, but Mia, your show tonight, you get to close the show.
Okay. Bye.
All right, everybody, stay in NC-17.
RIP headphone users.